Hello, this is my Bible study number 37, I believe, and still in Matthew 9, the calling of Matthew. Starting in Matthew 9. As Jesus went on from there, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the tax collector's booth. "Follow me," he told him, and Matthew got up and followed him. While Jesus was having dinner at Matthew's house, many tax collectors and sinners came and ate with him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they asked his disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" On hearing this, Jesus said, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. But go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice, for I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners." And just to get up and leave your life, your job, your everything, just takes incredible amount of faith. And also, tax collectors were in this time were very unscrupulous people. One, they were collaborating with the oppressive Roman government and keeping and raising the price of what they owed, so they would get part of their fee. They would get some of their money, and they lived fairly better than their poorer neighbors. It's very, very easy to look down on them, and one of the biggest raps against Jesus by the Pharisees were that he sat and ate with tax collectors and prostitutes and other sinners. And sometimes, one of my beliefs is that some of modern Christianity, especially conservative Christianity, has become like the Pharisees of Jesus' time. And so, sometimes, there's a lot of flack of XXX Ministries by going to like porn shows and stuff like that and talking about Jesus and sharing the good news and trying to get people to leave the porn industry. And they get a lot of flack. Personally, some of their t-shirts, like their like 1970s, like Jesus Loves Porn Stars, and some of the things I find kind of tacky. I do donate some money to them every month. They have a Esther's Fund, which helps women who left the industry, help them financially, so they don't go back. And I think they are doing God's work. They are going among the sick, and in this sick world that we live in, we need that. We can't just go in our own evangelical communities, our own church communities, and just stay there and stay outside of the unclean world. The Pharisees thought that, and they were proved wrong by Jesus. We can't take part in the sinful practices. We can't take part in pornography or the like. But we need to. And and part of me thinks, I wonder if there's Wall Street evangelicals. Evangelicals going into like AIG and Congress and the like, and other factories of greed, and basically sharing the good news and showing them the error of their ways. I don't think there is. This is also because I believe pornography and sexual sins have taken prominence over sins of greed, sins of pride. But I think, the healthy don't need a doctor. The sick do. And I mean, we're all sick, and even the Pharisees. I mean, I may be wrong here, but I find some irony in that statement. Because the Pharisees were sick, spiritually sick. They were living in a dead religion. A religion where they had the outside of spirit being spiritually clean, but they had no love for their neighbor. They had wicked hearts, etc. And yes, I mean, and Jesus quoted Hosea 6:6. For I desire mercy, not sacrifice, an acknowledgement of God rather than burnt offerings. And there was no mercy in the Pharisees. There was no love, no mercy. I mean, and sometimes I believe there's none of that in some of today's churches. And I mean, sometimes, like, yes, we have to be in the world, but not of it. But we also cannot just be in our own circles. We cannot just be in our own group of like-minded people. We have to go out there. We have to befriend, eat with, talk to. And just, I still can't get back to Matthew Levi, who many biblical scholars believe was the writer of the book of Matthew, and that he just, I mean, and it's not, Jesus is not a guy you would say no to, although a lot of the Pharisees did. But I mean, just got up and followed him. Just like Peter left his fishing boat and followed Jesus. I mean, it seems so simple, but yet in our day and age, it's so difficult. And so, I mean, that's basically what I'm saying. I mean, are you eating with tax collectors and sinners, or are you just eating with your own? I think that's all I want to say. God bless.